Mytros, with everyone taking a well-deserved rest. Some of you rocking some levels of exhaustion. The deed has been done. The storm has been banished, and the city of Mytros has been spared Sidon, the Titan of Storm's wrath, for now. So, gosh, is that really all that happened last week? I guess that is all that happened last week. Night settles in. Everyone gets some rest. In the morning, you will, of course, be called before the king again to sort of follow up on what has transpired. And so that he can publicly make good on the promise he made to you. Are you all prepared for that?
I had one thing that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, the night before, while Phil and I were still out drinking.
Right. Yep.
At the academy bar. I remember from my days at the academy there being this club of students who were into this new political theory called democracy.
Okay.
And they I want to find some of them because I feel like they'll have all the poop, like all the conspiracy theories and all the things that the newspapers aren't gonna have.
Oh, are you trying to gather some rumors here? Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this adventure was written by award-winning authors, and they gave me a list of rumors, so I don't even have to pull any out of my ass. So let me go to the rumors table real quick. That was easy. Let's see.
I specifically, if there are any rumors about my potential blue-skinned paramour, I
thought you wanted to know about your former would-be husband, because I got a juicy nug about him. If you want to hear that one,
I mean that too.
Okay.
That too.
Gaius, the leader of, get ready for this shit, the Order of Sidon. That's what they're calling the new Dragonlords.
Yeah.
The Order of Sidon.
Uh-huh.
Now has more influence over King Acostus than even the goddess Valis. How can such a thing have come to be?
Because he's a douchebag? I mean...
Some people chuckle at this, commenting that he has a very punchable face, though others say that he's kind of handsome in sort of a Julius Caesar kind of way, you know? Yeah. Going off of that, they say that Gaius and the Order of Sidon more than once have demanded that the statues of the five in the Great Agora, that's like the mall, be knocked down. Claiming that the five gods, time in the history of Thylea was so short as to not really deserve to be remembered.
Aren't they afraid of their own gods?
King Acostus has refused them for now. This also just keeps going. Now that you've gotten them off to the races, someone chimes in that the Order of Sidon grows too powerful, and they slam their little nerd fist into the table. They seem to have unlimited wealth and resources. One of the nerds, you remember this particular individual being heavy duty into like archaeology and history, is convinced, this is their theory, that they are using the lost Geigen ruins on the Isle of Yonder as their base of operations. Because where else could they be finding such a great wealth of magic and treasure?
Yonder is the answer. Yonder.
Yep, the Isle of Yonder. Yep. And then there's rumors that Ketamane, the 100-handed husband of Thylea, is growing restless. People swear that they have seen his stone arms and hands more frequently and in different places, whereas for many decades they would just sort of stay in one place. They say that they're constantly on the move. What could be happening? Is it true that the Pact of Peace will soon end? Etc., etc. Also, you hear that there is a great chimera. The chimera is said to be as large as a house. She hunts the Cerulean Gulf and has destroyed over a dozen merchant ships. King Acastus himself has offered 1,000 drachmae for her destruction.
Nice.
Yeah. As far as the blue guy, as you have decided to call him, when you ask about Chandris, it is said that he left the city of Mytros when he was a young man and was gone for many years before returning to the city and offering his great wisdom and learning to the king and the queen. His intelligence and knowledge and wisdom have been put to the test by Valis herself, and she found his mind to be more than adequate.
But like they just like let him in, like this random guy.
That's how they do sometimes in Greek fairy tales, essentially. Mostly, he instills a great sense of jealousy and caution in the mages who study at the academy, because he is known to be a powerful arcanist, but never received any formal training, which means that he is either a dangerous sorcerer, and as a wizard, you know that sorcerer is very dangerous, or worse, a warlock of some kind. And there's a lot of people that are kind of like, you can't just say that every tiefling's a warlock, but maybe he's a warlock. So, yeah. He is known to have magical abilities, though he very rarely displays any sort of magical talents or spells. Instead, relying on his wits and his words.
It's because he can only cast twice a day. One of those is mage armor.
Excuse me, that's twice an hour, alright? It's twice an hour. As long as you're willing to, take a break every hour of the day. Warlock party the worst. Alright, so that is pretty much what everybody is talking about right now. Those are the hot rumors.
Okay.
Alright. So, you and Phil return to the palace at some point, or do you just find a place at this tavern and just gotta, get a room and head back to the palace in the morning kind of thing?
No, I would get back to the palace.
Okay,
I need a proper bed.
Sure. Alright. Morning comes.
Sorry,
are you guys... Oh, what's up?
The temple the night before. Astraeus would be asking any of the priests if they have either administered
this super
healing.
Tiny temple, the temple that's so tiny that it's barely visible on the map. This super tiny temple right here, this one.
That's huge.
I mean, that's huge.
That is just ridiculously
it's gaudy.
This is
gaudy.
Like the 16th chapel, and this is like neighborhood church.
So at this tastefully designed Temple of the Five, Astraeus is going to ask the priests if they've either administered healing to or have seen someone asking about healing, and he'll describe the beggar in Astoria who was trying to sell the necklace.
Oh. Actually, they have encountered such an individual. The individual's name is Klaus. And they thought at first that he was a ghost or one of the Walking Dead. They tried, and they kind of blush when they say this, to turn him as though he was an undead creature, only to discover that the shambling corpse of bone with skin stretched across it was a man still alive. They tried to tend to him, but no amount of healing or even applications of remove curse cast at the highest level available to them, which I think in Mytros is like 5th level, 5th circle of magic. They were unable to restore him to health. They don't have like a whole anti-Gavorkian law or whatever, so they did offer to kill him to put him out of his misery, and he accepted. They did, and when they put his body below the temple to be cleaned for burial, the next morning, the body was gone.
Did he have anybody with him or that spoke to him other than the priest while he was there? Because there's one more guy that was unaccounted for on the tomb raid.
They kind of look at each other and they say, "No, he traveled alone. He was covered in bandages to conceal his condition, and a cloak and a cowl, a face wrapping. It was only once inside the temple that he revealed himself to us, and we reacted in the way that we did."
Were his possessions separated from his body after he was put out of his misery? Were they also
you refer to the necklace?
Yes.
Yes, it was. We sanctified it, cast remove curse upon it, and placed it in the temple's small treasury until we could figure out what to do with it. It has also gone missing.
He's going to have a real hard time, Astreus, keeping the disappointment off his face at that as well. And
if you look deeper into the oaths and the curses that the fates can bestow, you would know that as long as the grave robber lives, they cannot be parted from the object which has cursed them. But we killed that man as a mercy. The implication here is that someone will not allow him to die. And they all kind of have like spooked out, like haunted looks on their faces when they say that.
Yeah, I mean that's... There's only one being I know that commands death in such a manner as to deny it to somebody.
They kind of nod, but don't feel the need to, to say. Yeah.
Does this might be a religion like out of character question. I don't know if this is common knowledge or not. So there's a ginormous blue temple to Sidon because he's compensating. Does Lutheria keep big temples? Is she just revered? Is there a part of Sidon's temple that is it a Titan temple?
She has her own temple right over here.
Oh, that's right. We walked by it.
Yep.
I think that was unusual. If you remember, it was.
Normally she just has shrines. This temple thing is new.
Okay. Well, it is Mytros. I mean, it's kind of the center of everything. No offense, Reset.
Yeah. Now there are whispers that the Amazons have begun to worship Lutheria, and this is something that started up in the last 10 years or so. The Amazons are very tight-lipped about their own culture and beliefs and things like that. Talus, sort of an Amazon, may or may not be able to confirm that, but...
Well, that's isn't Valis protected by primarily Amazons?
She is.
Astraeus is going to go back to I was originally going to stay the night at the temple, but with everything that I've learned, I'm going to... I'm going to head back to the palace to see the rest of the Chosen and share this. Both for concern for Valis' safety, if she's being protected by people loyal to Lutheria, as well as I don't want to go to the Temple of Lutheria alone. Call me crazy, but I don't think a Chosen going there alone would fare very well.
Oh, you've never been tortured by Lutheria yet, have you?
No, he was. He got stabbed.
I mean...
And then I...
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah, I helped him out of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But,
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Yeah, no, it's just, I figured... I'd rather go there as a group to ask them questions than by myself. So I'll head to the palace that night and share any rooms with anyone else who's there. Unless we have a rally point. Have we decided on a rally point the next morning, everybody?
I mean, if you're all sleeping in the wing, or the queen's wing of the palace, I would assume that's where you're gonna have breakfast and whatnot.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, with your allies still exhausted, do you come up with a clever way to delay meeting with the king, or do you just get it over with and go meet with him?
I mean, would it be that bad to go meet with them?
I'd be fine to just go meet with them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be talking, so...
Yeah,
all right.
Meeting with him should be okay, but...
Sure. Let me
They
take
may
you back.
not, leave the city yet.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take you back to the throne room. Do you enter from the queen's entrance, or do you try to get past the dragon again? Oh, where's the dragon? There you are, buddy. Get over on your... So you're gonna steal all your lepta, little buddy. You gotta guard it. Okay. He loves that lepta. Just loves it. All right. So you guys come in from the queen's entrance, but you'd still need to, go stand over here. They have some tape down for you, so you know where to stand. Okay. All right. Let's put on some more ostentatious music. This is too chill. Yeah, we'll go with this imperial throne. That's dope. That's what a Dragonlord king would listen to. You guys don't know because you're not Dragonlords, but anyways. All right. People have assembled. There is a murmur in the crowd as you walk in, and applause and cheers. As those applause and cheers rise to the high ceiling of the room, you see an angry poop face flash across the king's demeanor. He's He's not okay. He's not okay with all the cheering that you're getting. It was his idea to have you solve the problem. He does not understand why you would be getting any sort of accolades for what has happened.
Seems fair.
Yeah. All right. Valis looks haggard. She's still rocking like 2 levels of exhaustion. Kyra, at her sister's insistence, has abandoned the strange walking contraption that she was using. And this person right here did receive a regeneration spell from Valis that fixed her broken neck and spine. She is not on speaking terms with Kyra right now. So, that's a whole thing. All right. You guys approach the throne, the murmur of the crowd. Chandris gives everybody a bro nod from his little cushy bench over there. Bella is wearing a slightly different negligee disguised as a dress. There's no secrets there. Commander Gaius, he has a stern and poopy look on his face. He is undisguised disappointment at your success, which is a bad look in the aftermath of the city nearly being destroyed.
Oh, there's the poopy face we all know and love.
So, these guys take their spears and uncross them, indicating that it is time to begin. The king clears his throat, raises his wrist towards the side of his head to amplify his voice, and says, "People of Mytros, last night we witnessed a miracle. My beautiful queen, along with the aid of Kira, the goddess of music, was able to placate the rage of Sidon, Lord of Storms. What has happened is now in the past. Together, we can all move forward into a brighter, stronger future for the city of Mytros. Now that we know firsthand the power that both the Titans and the Five still command, I hope you find yourselves as faithful and devout as ever before, and perhaps in your hearts find that fate redoubled." And the people kind of like, murmur and cheer a little bit. And he says, "There is talk of a battle, of a war. But I am here to tell you that not all myths can be believed. Look around. The only conflict has been resolved. No armies marched. No wars were waged. Understand, my great and beautiful people, that your king will always keep you safe. That your king has done everything he can to secure power." And as he says this, you see Icarus kind of like shift in his pile of lepta and then sort of let loose a no damage breath weapon of like, snowy particle effects. while these two behind him fan their wings dramatically, you could tell that they definitely choreographed this. Mytros is stronger than ever. Our enemies in Eregia lack the courage and the strength to stand against us. And with our relationship with Sidon healed, we fear no enemies. But for any out there who need additional comfort and courage, look no further than the heroes of the Heartland, the chosen of the Oracle. These fine heroes before you. And this Amazon's like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong spot. Oh god. It's the most embarrassing day of her life. And everybody looks down at you guys, and they all cheer. And Acastus says, there is no challenge that these heroes cannot rise to defeat. And that is why, as the king of Mytros, I knew, with my great wisdom and humility, to ask them to aid us in this last calamity. And why now I will entrust to them the next of their great labors. Chosen of the Oracle, it is said that you seek a way to traverse the Cerulean Gulf and the great seas beyond it. But only one ship could serve this purpose. The Ultros. And everybody's like, oh, as they hear the name of this legendary ship. I know where this ship is. Knowledge of its location flows in my blood. It is a long journey that will take you to the other side of Thylea, north and east, to the Deadfalls. And there's like a hushed murmur. You guys know that the Deadfalls is sort of like the Roanoke of like Thylea. Basically, there was like a settler town there, and then one day they just all disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Without any explanation, no one's ever figured out what happened to them. Yeah, so it's considered like super cursed. It's also nowhere near the fucking ocean, which seems like a weird place for a boat to be. All right. So the king bows his head slightly and says, my deal is honored, for I am an honorable man.
Can I
Go
insight him to
Yeah,
see
sure.
if he's being honest with his telling us? I think he's sending us on a wild friggin' goose chase.
Sure. Let's see here. He is 100% certain that you will find the ship at the Deadfalls.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. And he is eager for you guys to use this information to get the fuck out of his town.
I believe that part very much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the king says, and now I invite our heroes to enjoy the city that they help save as they prepare for their great final labor. Know that you have the thanks of Mytros and its people. Then everybody begins to clap and cheer. They throw like confetti, like the whole deal. All right, you guys got anything, or are you good here? Also, I misspoke. It's only 4 labors. I was still thinking about the joke Chandras made about Kyra being the 5th labor, and it was that was my So you didn't forget one. You did forget one. This is actually the last of the labors. So. Okay, if you don't have any business with the king, I guess we'll just head on out.
I mean, I'll mention to Phil. Do you want to ask about the chimera? Or you want to ask somebody else about the chimera? Kind of seems like your thing.
I don't want to be here.
Okay, that's fair. I don't either.
All right. In that case, I'll take you guys back to the main map. Well, the map of the city, at least. There we go. Or did you want to see the main map so that you have a better idea of where the deadfalls are? Yeah, let's do that real quick. All right, I'll take you back to the start page. Alrighty. So, you guys are over here in Mytros. The deadfalls are all the way over here.
Oh, that's fun.
The recommended route is to go back. Oh, that is a square. Come on now. There you go, Roll20. The recommended route is to go back the way you came. All the way up and around, past the Mythro Mines, past Astoria, through the pass, to the Temple of the Oracle, along the edge of the Old Wood, to the Sour Vintage. Hi. And then you have to Lady of the Tiger it. Do you want to try to cut through the Old Wood, or do you want to try and riverboat it? Aw, yeah. Toot toot. Riverboat. Ignore this obviously dangerous part of the river. Don't be scared of that. And then fall off this waterfall. Boom. You're there.
Waterfall, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The dead falls.
I'm just saying, one is more fun than the other. That's all I'm saying. So, or super boring. You go through the woods. Yeah, and then everybody falls asleep because it's so boring because there's no river rafting adventure. And then you come out onto these steps, and then you go to the deadfall that way. Now there are other ways that you could do it, but part of why you're getting this ship is that Versi is concerned about your boat liability. She is very much convinced that once he has you out over the water, Sidon will just destroy you, since that is technically his domain.
Could we just leave the coast?
This also brings up, well, I mean, yeah, if you want to just, you could leave Mytros and just fucking go like this all the way.
Do one of these?
We kind of want to get to the Mythro Mines anyways, because we want to get Riset's shield, and I'd like Volcon to do some work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like hugging the coast is going to be a long journey. There's no roads.
What about my plan?
Of just cutting straight across?
Yeah.
Well, it would be super slow, because even with a ranger, the Old Woods are a fey forest, enchanted and alive, with malice. So,
I'm just kidding. I don't want to go there in the Fey anyways.
Yeah, the Old Wood would represent many random encounters of varying degrees of difficulty, whereas the road would more than likely represent normal road encounters, like, bandits or...
Oh, look at this upturned cart.
Yeah,
I need
exactly.
our help.
Yeah, basically stuff like that. Like, oh, there's a little roadside shrine. Oh, that's quaint. Yeah, road encounters a lot different than fey forest of malicious intent. So, plus you could do, you could hit up all your old homies on the way over. You could do, look at all this. So, I don't know.
Where was the Hydra?
Isn't it southwest?
The Hydra is down here a bit.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, it's not that far outside of town.
Yeah, we could just go there, make a day trip out of it.
Yeah.
I'll pack snacks.
You could certainly ask around about this Hydra that supposedly lives near Mytros. It is called the Storm Maw Hydra. It is said to be a Hydra that Sidon used to feed priests who had displeased him to this Hydra. And for that reason, it grew to a great size and malevolence, and it is said to have the powers of lightning and thunder. Its lair is an underwater cavern that can be accessed along the rocky coastline.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Mm-hmm. All
That's
right.
doable.
So I will take you back to the city of Mytros while you decide what to do next. The queen would like to speak with you before you leave the palace. So before anybody heads out of the palace, the queen would like to talk to you guys.
Of course.
Yep. So just let me know when you're ready to do that. Then you're free to go out to the city and explore.
I mean, now.
I think
Okay.
we're pretty ready.
Yeah.
All right. If that is the case, let me swap out this here music. There we go. We'll go back to that nice lyre music. That was good stuff. All right. So you go to meet with Valis, goddess of wisdom. She is feeling tired, but she's like that alpha type A personality that even when they haven't slept in like 6 days because they're busy accomplishing way more in a week than you'll ever accomplish probably in a year, she's so well put together that you could barely tell that there's a little bit, you can see there's a little bit of bags under her eyes right here, but that's about it. That's about it. Her sister, on the other hand, just a mess. Just a mess. Maybe she's hamming it up. I don't know. But she's just she's using a cane to get around. She's refusing to take off her pajamas. It's just a whole thing. So, but she's also refusing to stay in bed. She wants to see what you guys are doing, go where you guys are going. All right. So, there's actually some flight text for this, I think. Hold on a second. Okay. Nope. Where am I at here? Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, that's what that thing's called. A divan. A divan? Is that the little half couch? Okay. Maybe.
A divan?
Divan? Is that what? Divan? Divan? Okay. I'm gonna look it up now. Right in the middle of our session. I have to know.
A duvet?
No.
That's a
No,
cover.
a divan is... Hold on, we're all learning. Or if we already knew, shame on you for keeping such incredible information to yourself.
I mean, I could tag this stream as educational now, you know?
Yeah, a divan is a piece of couch-like sitting furniture.
Couch-like?
It's a couch-like sitting furniture. It's like it tried to be... Oh, that's why. It doesn't have a back. It's a couch without a back.
It's a stool.
What a terrible invention. I am so glad they eventually invented the back. Oh, man. All right.
Well,
Imagine...
you don't sit on it. You recline on
Imagine the furniture genius who's like, what if we put a back on this? And everyone just looked at him like, what? Yeah. Okay. So apparently that's her favorite piece of furniture. So she's on that divan, whatever. Okay. She says, once you're in the room, how do you feel that it went with my husband?
I mean, as well as you could expect.
Are you not suspicious of the distance and location he's sending you to? Do you not have questions?
Oh, absolutely, I am.
Perhaps I can help answer some.
That device on his wrist, it allows him to speak despite his lips being puckered on Sidon's ass?
She blushes when you say that. She blushes.
I
Yeah.
look at Astraeus too, like, hey, I'm the low charisma one.
And she says,
We're all low charisma. Come on.
the bracer allows him to use the spell thaumaturgy to create a number of audible effects. Is that the only question you had, priest?
No. I fear your husband wants us dead.
Of course. Yes. He is jealous of your power and your destiny. As I mentioned last night, Versi gave him no such destiny, other than to witness great things, but never do great things. Knowing that you so publicly bear her blessing, and such a hefty prophecy, he can feel nothing but resentment, jealousy, and hatred towards you.
And I fear that makes him play right into Sidon's hands.
Yes. Well, the information he gave you is correct. I am having my cartographer mark the location of the deadfalls on your map. You already saw that happen. It's pretty cool. It should be ready before the end of the day.
So what's a boat doing so far from the ocean?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? The ship rests there during the day, but at night sails the ethereal sea. For you see, the ship and all who crew it are dead.
And how did that happen?
The ship was a living thing,
Yeah.
crafted from the blood of Sidon himself. The tree, you see, used for the mast, was the life tree of his daughter.
Yeah, I did hear that.
That is why the ship is protected against his magics. The side effect of that is that the ghost of the Dryad was forever bound to the ship. She is the ship, and the ship is she.
Oh god, and we killed her sister.
Now, as to the fate of the rest of the crew, I have reason to believe that Lutheria was yet again involved. No doubt, she took advantage of Esther's great weaknesses and ended his life. But such was the malice of the man that even death couldn't contain it. I fear that his ghost has a hold on my husband. At night, it's said that he cries out in his sleep. He is haunted. I feel that he intends to send you to the ship, hoping that you will either destroy that which haunts him or be destroyed by it.
I mean, we don't have any other choice, though, do we?
No, not really, no. I just thought you would appreciate knowing up front a bit more about what you were heading off to do.
I mean, we had surmised.
This was the spirit of the sister whose fate of the ship, whose the ship is her.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I think that whatever has happened to Esther has also afflicted the ship. For the ship and Esther were bound by oaths. Regardless, I have a number of ideas on how you might transport a ship of such massive size over land and back to the ocean, but none of them seem practical or affordable. Assuming you survive the encounter and claim the ship as your own, how do you plan to get the ship to the ocean?
I mean, there's rivers. I mean, it might be a pretty big ship, so that may not work, but there are rivers. Like, in theory, all the water goes to the ocean.
I suppose we must have faith in Versi's prophecy. One hurdle at a time. That is how one wins the relay.
They don't have like a Thylean version of the I can't remember. I'm not even trying to pronounce the Greek name, the Diolkos or whatever, the that Corinthian road that they use to transport their boats across the island.
Not out by the Deadfalls, they don't. But yeah, there have been ships that the smaller ships of Thylea can actually be carried by the crew overland. The issue with this ship is it is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive.
Built sort of inspired by maybe the old world that the Dragonlords came from.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big boy ship. Yeah.
So this may be a horrible idea, but what if we reunited sisters?
Well, like bring Versi, because Versi's technically a sister of this whole crew.
Oh, of the two sisters, two Dryad sisters.
Demetria.
Bring
I
Demetria's
mean-
body to her sister.
Imagine it's
I
free by now.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we want to.
Also, I think to actually reunite them, we have to, like, kill her. And that would probably destroy the ship, and we don't want that.
I didn't know if there was a way of bringing her spirit back to her sister, so they could both inhabit the ship and be together. Since
Yeah,
that
but
seemed to be the
She
cause
was
of her
also really
distress.
angry. I'm not sure why she would.
Yeah,
want
very
to.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was also pretty sure
Like, it's
you guys killed her, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we murdered her.
Okay.
Yes, I killed her.
It was me. No, we killed her on the stump of her sister.
You laid her to rest there, yeah.
Yeah. But
Valis kind of narrows her eyes a bit and says, we can just call her by her name, Dianthus. We don't need to keep calling her Demetrius' sister. But
You know,
yes,
that's going in my notes is Dianthus dash Demetrius' sister.
Dianthus is bound to the ship, and the ship is bound to Esther.
Let's see.
Speaking of Esther, sister, will you be accompanying your champions on this adventure? And you see Kyra kind of look up, and she's like, of course, I wouldn't. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? And you see Valis kind of just giving her an appraising look. She says, just be careful. He's a dangerous man. Perhaps in death, more dangerous than ever.
You said he's haunting your husband? Or he's said to be?
Well, that's what I've deduced, at least. I don't sleep next to the man, but from what I've heard, that does seem to be the indication. The most poignant crying out episode was, I won't join you, you monster. I'm my own man. I stand on my own 2 feet. I don't need help from you or anyone.
I mean, couldn't it also be pretty safe to assume that that's just Lutheria?
Perhaps. Though I don't know why Lutheria would be interested in Acastus.
I mean, Sidon clearly is.
Perhaps. She is the Lady of Dreams. One would say that any dream is her fault. Or I suppose in those instances of pleasant dreams, her gift.
I find myself needing to visit the Temple of Lutheria. It is possible that we may be able to determine some answers to some of these questions while we're there.
When do you intend to do such a thing?
Before we leave to find the ship. This day, if the others are up for it.
Because I would very much appreciate if you investigated this temple. I am concerned about the amount of influence and power it's managing to gather in such a short amount of time. I would have sent my own people publicly to do so, but it would cause strife with the Temple of Sidon. But you, impetuous heroes, are new in town, and who am I to try and tell champions of destiny what they can and can't do? At best, I could simply clean up the mess afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that.
Is there any specific thing you want from the temple, or just general information?
I would like if you can find it, evidence of corruption, evil, misdeeds, I would very much like them removed from my city.
Then I will do all I can to honor your wishes.
What do you plan on doing about the approval rating of the Titans in the city?
The
Angie?
approval rating.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that is well said. Your victory, well, yes, your victory last night is the start of something great. Your continued victories will only serve to increase and maintain that momentum. Know that if you act justly and with good intent while in the city of Mytros, I will stand by you. If you found yourselves in the marketplace, the Agora, and witnessed perhaps acts of evil being performed under the guise of law-abiding commerce, and were moved to do something about it, I would most assuredly step in and provide you with amnesty, should it be needed. If you were visiting the temple of some titan and discovered some horror beneath it that required action, I could certainly see myself doing everything in my power to make sure that you were rewarded for your efforts rather than punished. Just random examples that came to mind.
We'll keep
Good
our
to
eye out.
know.
All right. So, do you have any other questions for her? Because she's tired and probably gonna go do a bunch of administrative tasks and charity work instead of getting a nap. But you know, whatever.
I'm sure Rosette has a question about omelets.
Mhm.
She isn't saying anything right now.
Okay, fair enough. All right, if that's the case, the city is yours to explore if you would like.
Downtime?
Well, obviously, I would like to go shopping.
Okay.
Is this the day after the event?
Yeah, this is the day after. Yep.
Okay,
So you Reset would still have what 2 levels of exhaustion,
Yep.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Making sure.
Okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Here is a handout that even has links to the shops in it. Look at that.
Damn.
Yep.
Well.
Except for the Pokemon, no shop for the Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah, the Pokemon is, you have to roleplay that one. Hypatia, you do recognize Mr. Handsome at the top there. I believe his name is pronounced Machion. I think that's how it's pronounced. And Machion is one of the high-ups of the academy. It's a very high-ranking Wizrobe. And by high-ranking Wizrobe, I mean this guy is maybe level 12 or 13.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not mortals have a lot of trouble in this setting, getting particularly high in level. It's almost like there's some sort of force that is in place that is keeping mortals down. Weird. But yeah, he is in charge of the some students behind his back call it the Academy gift shop. But he is essentially in charge of brokering magic items that the Academy does not need to the general public. So, and in order to better market it, he did set it up kind of like a gift shop. And the theme is sphinxes, which people feel is pretty bold because, if sphinxes found out about it, they might get their feelings hurt. They control time and space and all that, and it's a whole thing. But he's got kind of a bad boy professor reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's maybe dated a great number of his students, fellow faculty. He's a lover and a fighter kind of deal. So that's that situation. You also know this Zoran guy. He flunked out of the academy because he was too distracted and kept wanting to do things his way. Which you just don't do in Wizardland, right? Like, Wizardland is you follow the rules because there's rules to magic. This guy desperately wanted to test the boundaries of magic, etc., etc., etc. Now he pretty much just runs his own magic shop to generate enough money to go into his radical research. And he does harbor a lot of bad feelings towards the Academy for kicking him out and for never learning to respect his genius. Grimmick is a dwarven soldier. He used to be a hoplite in the Mytros army. He retired and then used the wealth that he had accumulated along with his passion for smithing. And now he runs basically the premier armor and weapons import-export shop in the city of Mytros. And then there's a mysterious stranger who goes by the name, I didn't make this up, the Collector. And he runs the Great Menagerie, and he sells strange and wondrous creatures. And is also in the market for buying strange and wondrous creatures. In addition to those individuals, there are the two biggest and most premier taverns. There is Siren's Roost, which is the number one brothel in the city. You can even go there and hook up with the son of Pythor if you wanted to. I don't know if anybody's interested in hooking up with Pythor's kids, but one of them is there. Yeah,
What makes you think I'd be interested in Pythor's kids?
Yeah, they actually have working at their establishment 8 demigods that are all sex workers. The son of Narcissus, the lost god of beauty. The daughter of a Nereid whose name cannot be spoken. Let's see. And then the daughter of a Naiad who is said to be the heart of the great river. Let's see. There's a daughter of an Ori. All right, I think
Wait,
I pronounced
that's
that.
her prostitute name, Heart of the Great Wind.
Oh no, her name is just Doria. Yeah, not Daria, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah, they've got they got lots of stuff going on there. It's a pretty fun place. But the one that you might be interested is Callistor, son of Pythor. For the low price of 50 drachmae, he will make sweet love to you all night. Just throwing that out there. This menu item is also interesting. Phasis, the son of Helios, the ancient sun god. That would be the second time you guys have run into somebody claiming to know a Helios. Anyways, yeah. So they've got 8 demigods that work there, allegedly. So, there's also the Satyr's Tale, and that is basically a crowded tavern that is also like a hookah tobacco bar, and it's a rowdy place. It's the rowdiest place in Mytros. So if you're looking for a rowdy place. And what else? Oh yeah, I don't think Hypatia would let you guys go out into the city without making you aware of the laws of Mytros. So here you go, Hypatia. You can hand out these pamphlets to everyone. There you go. Here, I'll just share this other stuff with you too. So we'll do. Here's the Satyr's Tale. And here is the Siren's Roost. There we go. Alright, what else do you guys need to know about? Oh, but yeah, if you are going down to the Agora to check out all these shops, you will inevitably stumble upon the entrance to the Stygian Row, which is where those 2 taverns are located. And at the entrance to the Stygian Row, that off of the Agora, there is the Minotaur Slave Market, and that's awkward. Now they're not called slaves because slavery is illegal in Mytros, but yeah. What? You know what? I could take you guys over. Could I take you guys over since you're exploring the Agora? You probably would have encountered this. Are you all doing this together, maybe? All right.
Yeah.
I would not be there.
Oh, okay. Because you hate fancy shopping? You don't want your dreams to come true? You don't have a deal for you?
She would have stayed behind in the palace.
Oh. Any particular reason?
She was waiting for them to leave, and then she was going to talk to Valis at some point.
I see. Interesting. All right. Let me bring you over to the Mytros Agora map. All right. I actually have to drag y'all out. Hold on.
So prior to that, as you were describing the city, like Astraeus would have been wandering simply just in amazement that the settler city grew so large. And I'm assuming there are like native Thylea races residing in the city as well?
There are, but it's not nearly as diverse as... Yeah, it is not nearly as diverse as Astoria. Astoria was definitely more diverse. Like, yeah, they allowed Fae to, like, run their own festivals, and there was a centaur that was the magic item broker. I mean, there was a lot of diversity in the city of Astoria, probably because Pythor's super pansexual, but also just, because they're a decent place, they're decent people. Mytros, there is a stronger divide between the settler races and the non-settler races. The settler races seem to occupy the nicer parts of the city, for the most part, and the native races are kind of pushed away into Stygian Row and some of the poorer areas of the city.
So Astraeus would be, just due to the fact that he's kind of got rose-colored goggles on here, he'd be a little not seeing the divide as much more than just seeing the amazement of seeing any settler race in Mytros. Because, like, this was his vision, is everyone living in harmony. And so coming upon this part we're about to come on is going to be like, this is going to take him aback a bit. So he may not be talking. He'll be more withdrawn as he comes to understand what's going on in this area that you have us in.
Okay, cool. All right. That should be all you guys. There you go.
It's black for me.
Yeah, same.
Oh, is it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I've got dark
wait,
vision
here it
sight
is.
only.
Nah, it should be nice and bright. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. All right, can everybody see?
Yep.
Okay. So as you are exploring the Agora, you kind of head into this section, and you see a great number of minotaurs. They are in bronze cages. There is even flavor text that I'm supposed to read to you. Let's see. This marketplace is filled with bronze cages, which surround a raised platform, or in this case, they're on a raised platform. A rank barnyard odor assaults your senses. Well, that's a little rude, narrator. Over a dozen unwashed minotaurs have been locked within cages. The minotaurs are physically fit, but filthy, and many have fresh bruises and superficial cuts from battle. You can see a very large and, I'm gonna be honest, a little scary, looking specimen. And there is an elven woman who is assessing his muscles and his teeth and his horns. She is flanked by two, brutish-looking bodyguards. And just because I got tired of making NPC tokens, all these dudes that look exactly the same, they are rowdy boy-looking guards that seem to be in the employ of a marketplace, air quotes. This guy right here, he says, yes, this specimen right here is beautiful, isn't he? And he will do anything you order him to do. If you need him to fight in the games, he will fight in the games. If you need him to protect you, he will protect you. If you need him to die as a sacrifice for the funeral rites of a loved one, he will do so gladly. If you need companionship, he will do whatever you ask. All for you, my sweet lady. 200 drachmae. And he is yours, as long as you will have him. Alright. The woman kind of appraises him and says, he's awfully ugly. Do you have one that is more, handsome? Or at least less hideous? And this guy is like, I know just the one for you. Just the one for you. Come on, you idiot. So ugly and stupid. Get in there. And he just throws the cage out of the way. I don't know, Roll20, whatever. This right here is Bullbug. Look at him. Look at that smile. Look at that charisma. This, my lady, is the one for you. And she kind of blushes looking at Bullbug, and she's like, can you fight? And he's kind of pulling like a stoic, like, I don't want to talk to you. How did I get in this situation? Type deal. And he just looks, he looks like he's trying his best to be proud, but he just sort of stands there, naked and covered in dirt and bruises. And he just sort of stares ahead. And you see this short, bald guy kind of kick him in like the calf of his leg and say, the lady has asked you a question. Answer it now. And he kind of turns and looks down at the man. And you just see like his nostrils kind of flare. And he says, I can fight. Alright. And she begins walking circles around him occasionally reaching out and like grabbing like some of his fur and like, you know, basically like if she's at a horse market. It's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty fucking bad.
Talus not
Yeah, I
being
get-
aware of this, but he would ask Hypatia what's going on, or thought slavery was illegal.
So Hypatia, you know that slavery is technically illegal, but that the racism towards Minotaurs and Medusa is pretty damn bad. Hence the reason that you were cloistered away at the university, because your family was afraid that you would be killed in a hate crime. And bring dishonor to the family. That was the main reason. The Minotaurs, therefore, are often put in situations where their lives are on the line, and they are made to swear oaths of service or be killed or have people they care about killed. The problem is, once they swear that first oath of servitude, this network of quote-unquote merchants has found ways to twist the oaths of service into ever more damning contracts. Okay.
Is there like any ways to get out of the oaths, or?
So here's the thing. An oath of service as written. Let's see. Where did I put that information? Oh, I think I actually made a handout for it. Yeah, here we go. So an oath of service is sworn by one individual to another. The swearer is required to perform one task, which does not need to be specified when the oath is sworn. Unlike the oath of protection, this task could be any type. It may even require evil deeds, such as assassination. For this reason, most people are hesitant to ever swear such an oath, viewing it as a last resort. In other settings, fey creatures and devils like to do this. They like to say, a favor not yet named. Now, obviously, I'm a kind of benevolent DM, and I would never put my players in a situation where they would, you know, do something like that. But I've heard that that is the popular way of doing it. This is the Thylean version of a promise not yet named. Here's the issue. When the oath swearer is called upon, they must answer as quickly as possible. Once the task has been completed, the oath is fulfilled, and there is no further obligation. Failure to answer the call or refusal to complete the task brands the swearer as an oath breaker and makes them subject to the curse of the treacherous. Here's the problem. They figured out how to evil genie it. And so they will say, the one task you must perform is a lifetime of servitude to this individual right here, indicating the buyer, until such a time as they release you from such obligations.
So they
Baldur-
can be released. So we can make them release them.
So Baldy would have the oath of all these guys.
Baldy's carrying all their oaths, and then he transfers it to the buyer, essentially. Yeah, that's the loophole they found. So basically, his peeps travel around Thylea, finding Minotaurs who are down on their luck or easy targets, put them into situations where they are essentially forced to make these oaths, bring them to Mytros, and then sell those oaths to others. It's an absolute corruption of the whole system. But, Hypatia, still totally legal by Mytros standards.
This is evil.
This is vile.
Hypatia just looks uncomfortable.
This guy right here says, actually, I will show you how well I can fight. Look there. Great heroes. You there. Small one. with a dead cat on his face. Would you battle me? Or are all those scars and brands simply dress up?
You talking to me?
Oh, I am talking to you, tiny man. And you see this woman, she get kind of hot and bothered by this WrestleMania talk. She's down for this. And these two guys look at each other like, oh yeah, free show. This could be good. This guy right here, he looks delighted as he recognizes you. Are you not the chosen of the Oracle? How fortuitous that you have come down to Maximus's market. Do you seek additional support in your adventures? Or perhaps you simply wish to show all assembled, and again, we don't put all the miniatures on the map anymore because we don't want to break Roll20, but there's hundreds of people around. All assembled, your great strength, heroes, for there is none amongst my merchandise as strong as Bullbug. You seem petrified, heroes.
No, I just don't see any point in
It's fine.
hurting poor.
He is obviously a coward and too weak to face me. I am sorry none could see the strength of Bullbug.
Did he just call me a coward for nothing? Alright, Phil
just,
kinda like
just like 500 or 600 people.
Phil just like flies up to him.
Astreus is gonna storm off, like as if in anger. He's going to, in Elvish, yell the word shameful to the lady. And he's going to just like head away here.
Keep
He's
in
actually
mind that the settler races of Thylea, despite being different original races, have homogenized into a single culture.
Oh yeah, but Astreus
Yeah.
nonetheless is, but like all secrecy, he's casting Kyra's cloak as soon as he's out of view of that
Okay.
guy.
Did,
Oh.
Oh.
What's up?
So the Maximilian is his name.
Mhm.
Did he say it was 200 gold for this one, or was that
Well, he
this
said
one?
that Mr. Ugo was 200.
Okay.
As you get close, you see a big smile appear on Bullbug's face, and he says, "You're even smaller up close. What have you done? Strapped sparrows to your feet?" It makes sense. One as tiny as you would only need 2 sparrows to hold it aloft.
Yeah, and I kinda like
And you hear some yucks from people assembled and some chuckling from the crowd.
yeah, and I kinda
Here.
like gesture to like my slinged arm, and I'd only need one arm to take you down.
All right, he steps over here and he draws a line into the wood, and he looks over at Maximus. And Maximus is cheering, and this lady is like holding her breath. She's watching her future purchase. You can see she's getting her pocketbook out. This is good stuff. These guards kind of gather to make sure that there's not a commotion. What's everybody else doing?
Thinking that this is a bad idea. I have a
kinda
bad
someone-
feeling about this.
I'm trying to avoid any of the gazes of the Minotaurs because I know that they don't like red. I'm trying to like not be seen, I guess. But other than that, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like, Astreus is doing something. I also
Astreus
have
is
a bad
weighing the
feeling
pros
about
and
that.
cons because he's got this pamphlet Hypatia gave him.
All right. Yeah. Bullbug is like reaching for his initiative dice.
Well, what do you want me to do? Just push you off? Do you want me to kill you?
Roll an insight check.
Or did it not roll? Oh, wow.
Oh wow. He says, "Kill me. One as weak and small as you could never even hurt me." But in his eyes, you see a man who is tired. He is tired of being a slave. He's tired of being hated by his own people. Because Minotaurs used to be people that, were cursed. He wants to die or he wants to be free. But he doesn't want to get bought by this lady. He doesn't want to get bought by anybody. He's just done. And he sees this as a chance to get out of here.
Can Tellus do a stealth check to try to inconspicuously walk up behind the guy while everyone's focusing on the bite?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a different kind of... It'd be a stealth check, right? But since it's out in the open in the middle of the day, you're basically trying to push through the throng of crowd that is sort of gathered around that we can't represent on Roll20. We have to use our imaginations for. But there's... Many people are coming out of these tents and buildings to see what is going on. And you do notice that there are 8 more guards like this, and there are a couple more cages of minotaurs nearby as well.
Okay, I'm gonna use my message cantrip, and I'm gonna send out some messages.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, guys, let's maybe come back at night, like again with the witnesses. And I'll specifically message Phil, like try and talk to him quietly, like try and get him to lose, like kind of embarrassingly, so that she won't want to buy him, and then also ask him about security arrangements so that we can come back after your arm is healed and fuck some shit up.
Yeah, Phil will just kind of respond, I don't need the arm. Let's free them.
I mean, we also don't have reset, and Anastasia's pretty tired.
I'm good.
I mean...
Woo.
All right. Dude throws down. He throws down.
I haven't decided an action, but I'm definitely rolling in.
All right, yeah, if you intend to do anything besides watch, you should definitely roll into initiative.
Well,
Maximus will roll in, as will potential buyer. All right. Potential buyer, she calls out, show me your great strength. I await the results of this battle. Astreus, to you.
I'll wait. On the off chance anything happens, if like this guy does anything aggressive towards Phil, then I'll Sacred Flame him.
Okay. Hypatia?
Just waiting for now.
Okay. Bullbug. What a cute name for a Minotaur. Bullbug is going to step back, like one of them wind-up cars that you pull back and then release it. And then he is going to lower his head and he's going to charge forward. Let's see, if he moves at least 10 feet in a straight line, yada yada yada. Yeah, okay. And he will recklessly try to gore you. Here we go. That'd be an 18.
Hits.
Okay. Let's see. He's rocking an extra 2d8, and you've got to make a strength save or be knocked down. DC is 14 on the strength save. Oh yeah, no problem there. Okay. As you guys lock horns in battle, let's see. Not really horns, but as you kind of like collide in battle, and you take the difference between a mini setup. I rolled 20 and a mini setup by myself. I have to click all this extra shit. Here we go. All right, dude drops 21 points of damage on you. Kind of doesn't really grapple you, but starts to kind of wrestle with you. And he says, Show me that you are the hero that I have heard tales of. It is your turn, Maximus the Merciless. Oh, what a shitty name. Okay. Yeah, he cheers and he whoops and hollers for his merchandise. And he begins to sort of stoke the crowd. Look at how great Bullbug is. This would be a champion worthy of the great games. Would you not like to have such a champion represent you or your business in such an event? Well, look around. There are plenty more for everyone. Talus, to you.
I'm gonna try to stealthily come up behind, kind of get through the crowd to come up behind this guy.
Okay. I mean, he's got bodyguards next to him, so they are going to see you approach in the middle of the day, in the middle of the thing. But you could get closer if you wanted to.
Well, let's get closer to the guys being a spectator, and then.
Sure, yeah. But like again, these dudes are hired to protect this guy, so they probably wouldn't let you up the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Okay. I mean, you could try to find a different position to go to, or a height advantage, or something else like that. But yeah, like getting too much closer. I mean, that's what these guys are paid for, you know. Keep this guy safe. All right, Phil, to you.
Bonus action range.
Okay.
With my action, I'm gonna try to grapple him, and I'm gonna
Okay.
try and like grab his head and like put it into a head box where like I could whisper into his ears
Okay.
without anyone noticing. There's that. He's got to be at 25.
Okay, that's not going to happen unless he gets a nat 20. Pretty close. All right, but you got him.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like, as like I get his head, I'm gonna like just start like whispering quickly into his ears and be like, "Lose miserably. We wish to see you all saved and free from here. Just give us time. Don't
Okay.
make me kill you before you have to die."
Anything else from you, or are you just wrestling?
No, that's all.
Oh. Okay. Skilla, you're up.
I would like to have Skilla do a circuit of the surrounding area and look for any other suspicious-looking bad guys.
All right, you push up on the directional pad and look through Skilla's eyes as she soars over the marketplace. You do see that in addition to the 12 guards that this guy has, there are plenty of, and by that I mean 6 within a few combat rounds, city guards. Hoplites essentially-ish, maybe not full-on hoplites, but city guards that could join the encounter if they needed to. So it could get pretty big and pretty crazy.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right, anything else from Skilla?
That is it.
All right. This lady cries out, "Don't let that Malachus grab you by the horns! Take him down! You're bigger than he is!" All right, Astreus, to you.
I'll just watch.
Okay. Hypatia.
I am going to use my one free cast a day to detect magic. I want to see, especially if any of these cages are magical or if there's any kind of magical defenses around here.
Okay. Startlingly enough, there's really not a lot of magic. I guess you could kind of see like an aura about Maximus and the Minotaurs, which might be indicative of the oath that they swore. But the cages are not magical. The Minotaurs don't have any shackles or like collars or anything like that. It's just more like a fear of additional curses since they're already suffering from curses. Like, yeah, like they just seem mostly like to be kind of beaten, like as far as their spirits go. But as far as like, is there any magical items that you can see? No, like none of these people are wielding like magical weapons or anything like that.
Like no like magical locks on the cages or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay.
It's almost disgusting to you, like in so much as they're that confident that nobody would try anything. Because they're running a legitimate business in their minds. All right. Bullbug is going to use his action to continue goring you with his horns, and he will be reckless. 22.
Hits.
All right, for 12 damage. And he just kind of like rams the horns against you harder. There's a couple of flecks of blood from a cut on the shoulder. And he murmurs back to you. I need death or freedom. Not shame. To lose to you is shame. And I feel shame enough. Alright. Maximus looks over. He's gonna do like an insight check because he's not sure like why you guys whisper to each other. What the hell's going on over there? And he just starts shouting louder to the crowd, and wants it to be like mixed up a little bit more. Talus, to you.
I suppose I'm just gonna watch at this point. Maybe try to position myself to look at the Minotaurs.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of them. You could definitely move around the back if you wanted to. You could probably even talk to the Minotaurs if you wanted to. Like, there's nobody back here, like, stopping you. Is that the intent, or do you just want to keep your eye on the fight while also watch the Minotaurs?
I want to talk to them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they speak common. They used to be people, so... What do you got for them?
Sorry, my Roll20 is acting funny. I can't.
Oh, here, I'll move you over. All right. There's a big boy, or girl, it's hard to tell, on the right-hand side of the platform. They have a cage all to themselves. They are watching the fight with determination and sadness. As they see you approach, they cock their head curiously. And what are you?
I am somebody who understands all too well slavery.
Kind of snorts and says, bold words. Slavery is illegal in the city of Mytros. This is just fools paying a fool's due.
This is slavery regardless of how they call it. They just use a different word so they won't get in trouble. I must ask.
Small fairy creature, what could you do about it? Would you buy each and every contract? What then? Come back in 10 days' time and do it again? This man and his allies, they will always find those of my kind, who are desperate, or afraid, or easy prey.
Is your oath just to the one man?
Maximus holds all of our oaths.
And if Maximus were to have an accident, all your oaths would be fulfilled?
You see her eyes kind of glimmer a little bit, and she says, "We are not sworn to protect him, only to obey. If something were to happen to him, it would be unfortunate, but we would all be released from our obligations, since he would die with them unspoken."
Where does he camp at night? Does he keep you all here?
He has a great house. He is a rich man. And she just motions, like, right over there. This is a nice fucking house.
Okay, well, all this is going on, then I will nod and say thank you. And I'm going to go inspect his house.
Okay. Alright, while all that's going on, Phil, you are currently in WrestleMania with this dude. What's the plan? He hits hard. You can't imagine how ridiculous it would be if he had a fucking axe or something.
Yeah, I'm just maintain my grapple.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start taking him into the air.
Okay. You do immediately hear from Maximus the Merciless, Look at the son of Pythor! He cheats! He cheats! And then everybody in the crowd, looks and sees, and they gasp at what you have done.
How am I cheating?
When you're flying, you don't fly when you wrestle. Especially now if the other person can't fly. I mean, everybody knows that. That's terrible.
Why do you know that? I just got flight. It's gonna. Yeah, that's all I do. And yeah, I'm just
How high up do you fly? I mean, you lowest lane is Superman, like all the way up. What's the?
I mean, half speed, dashing 40 feet in the air.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Maximus is gonna start calling for the guards because he thinks you're stealing his Minotaur. I guess let me go grab the guards. Oh shit.
Wait, how am I stealing it?
How does he know you're not stealing it? First you start flying with them, then you fly 40 feet into the air? Dude, like, nobody could fly in this setting except, like, the sirens. Like, your dad is a god. He gave you his magic Nikes. No one else has these fucking shoes. Nobody's just flying around. This ain't Planescape. This ain't Forgotten Realms. Bird people fly. That's it. You start flying off with this guy's Minotaur, he's gonna think something's going on. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so his guards start kind of hustling, and then according to Skilla, 5 rounds, the city guard will arrive. Alright. So, what we're going to do is essentially this pink swoopy line, okay, represents the crowd, okay? So if you're in here, you're in a crowd of civilians, so treat that as difficult terrain, but also soft cover, wink. Yeah, so anything, on that side of the line is just a throng of people. All right, Kyra lets out a sigh, rolls into initiative with disadvantage, because 2 levels of exhaustion. All right, let me roll all these guards in. Let's do this thing. Stealing a goddamn Minotaur. Broad daylight.
Just wanted to go somewhere we could talk.
I mean, if I went to a store and I took a candy bar 40 feet out of the store, they would probably not want my excuse that I wanted to go talk to the candy bar. Alright, let's see. And yes, I know that sounds, these are bad people. If you did not pick up on the subtle social cues, they're not good people. Alright. Alright, so we last left off with Philip Glees. All right. Let's see. Where are all these guys at? All right. Yeah, this guy hanging out in sort of the shadowed eaves of the house starts running towards the commotion. And he will take a dash action to get to there. This guy defensively moves in front of his mistress to try and keep her safe. This guy right here is going to basically just stand here, kind of confused. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? This guy's flying off with the 800-pound Minotaur. I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking do about that. He's going to take a ready action so he looks busy and can still collect his paycheck. Skilla, to you.
Skilla would like to, if there are any guards that are not paying attention to, that are like looking out at the crowd rather than up at Phil and Bullbug, Skilla would like to distract them.
Okay. So it's just gonna kind of like dart down and maybe like scare some people with like fanning of the wings kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That will definitely distract one of the patrols of guards, reducing their response time and/or numbers that show up. All right. That brings us to this guy right here. Let's see. Where is he? Oh. All right, he'll come rushing around the throng of the crowd and dash action to get closer to see what the hell's going on. All right, this lady is super upset. She'll just take a dodge action. She can't believe how terrible and exciting things are. All right, this guy right here is just standing, looking up, confused about what to do. Astreus, to you.
How high is it from this ledge I'm on to the roof that's just right here? Is it like just a 5-foot climb over, or?
Where? Like, how did you even get up there? Have you been climbing up there the whole time? Like...
Over here. I passed it out when I was...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a stairway on the side.
You were quite high up. It's like 20 feet up. How far to the house below? Yeah, that was fine. You could just climb down onto the house below.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop over the railing onto the house and kind of like move to the side here and just kind of like hold off the edge and drop down. And then I'll do a dash action, and basically I'm trying to push my way through to the front here. And then I'll just wait for next round.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This guy, he's a thinker amongst non-thinkers. He is going to go this way into the crowd. All right. And let's see. This guy, same idea. He's going to run this way. And that way. Alright. And this guy, same deal. He'll move there and then off the map. Alright. Kyra lets out a tired sigh and says, okay, ladies, what are we doing here? It looks like my nephew's stealing a Minotaur. I don't know what to do.
Can't fight back against the city. I can't even get to the front of the crowd because I still have half speed.
I know, I'm so tired.
You guys just wait. I think we'll be okay.
We should have just stayed back in the temple. Or the palace, or... What was your idea?
It's gonna go try and cast a spell on him and just pile the Minotaurs.
What if we just kill Phil? Then it'll reset everybody's aggro.
Well, if we can get him to come back down, maybe he'll do like a body slam and then...
Oh, and she just kind of like tiredly pushes on Hypatia's shoulder. You did a good message. Tell him to not steal the Minotaur.
Yeah.
I did already. It's fine.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll roll in now.
She just sort of glomps onto your shoulders and back and just buries her face into your snakes. And you feel drool and snoring. Alright. This guy is going to run up to the boss, and the boss is just going to be shouting at him, and he's going to be like, "Get the guards! Get the guards! The son of Python is stealing from us!" Alright. Hypatia, to you.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to this guy. Is
Are you
anyone...
in disguise, or are you just wearing them snakes out there where everybody can see them?
Well, for this, I will be in disguise. I
Okay.
will flip the switch on for walking into the crowd.
Sure. Okay.
And then I'm gonna sleeping draft him.
Maximus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like him to fall off the stage into Astraeus' waiting arms.
All right. I will use the stat block assigned to him by the adventure, which is to say a pretty decent stat block. All right.
Well,
so
good
go
thing
ahead. All right. He does not fall asleep, but he is slowed. His voice begins to slow down. His motions begin to slow down, and he kind of turns and like looks down at you, and kind of like these guys are like watching because you know you did open a draft of purple mist, which kind of is pretty incriminating. You have definitely garnered their attention. You've garnered their attention. Anything else from Hypatia?
I was gonna say, Astraeus, just grab him.
What?
Okay. All right. Up in the air, Bullbug says, "Small one, what are you doing? Why are we flying?"
I just wanted to talk to you. I really didn't think you would overreact that much, but
I overreacted.
not you. No.
Mm. And he's gonna headbutt you.
Alright.
Because he's super pissed off. This isn't going how he thought it was going to go at all. 23, because reckless.
Hits.
Alright. 15 damage halved. So 7. And he shouts, "Either fly away with me, or drop me, or return me. But I will not be carried about like some worm in a bird's beak." Alright, and he has nothing else to do with his turn, so he's done. These guys, they're just going to take ready to actions to make sure nobody can hurt their boss. Alright. Let's see. Where else are these guys at? Oh, this guy's gonna push through the crowd. These guys are gonna point at Hypatia. This guy's gonna take a dash action to get up next to Hypatia. Alright. Slowly, Maximus is going to say, "This woman, she uses magic." And that's your 6 seconds, bro. Alright. He does draw a weapon. Maximus does. He has a short sword, so he draws that. All right. This guy is going to go up, and he's going to non-lethally try to hit Hypatia because you attacked his boss. His job is to defend people. So he has a mace, and he's going to hit you with it, or at least try to. 1. And 2, these are with advantage because of pack tactics.
Well,
All
then
right.
they both hit.
All right, you are clubbed non-lethally. They are just they are straight beating this woman in the streets. That's what's happening. Talus, you are at the house.
Guards
it looks
seem to be not focused on me at all.
Yeah, they are not focused on you. They're definitely there are no city guards here yet. There are only the guards for the market itself, the Minotaur market.
I'm gonna try slipping into the house then.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Is the door open or unlocked or?
I mean, you're going full fucking Baldur's Gate on me. I don't know. It's the middle of the day. It's ancient Greece. It's a marketplace. They probably have the door locked. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, they have the door locked. But they also have open air windows you can just climb in because it's Mediterranean climate.
I'll try to just dodge in the window. Duck in the window.
You duck in the window. You are down to Theater of the Mind because it's not going to load up this guy's house.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, I don't know what your goal is inside the house, but
hide under his bed.
Okay. Super creepy. All right. That brings us to this guy right here, who is going to rush over here. And he sees that there's a Minotaur flying off in the air. This is a crazy day for him. Phil, to you.
Yeah, so Phil's kind of just like wrestling with Bullbug. We're like moving around in the air, and we're just gonna fly 60 feet up over here.
So you're 100 feet in the air now.
Yeah, we're 60 feet over the platform.
So you're 60 feet up in the air. Got it. Okay.
Yep. And yeah, we're just kind of like fighting, and then he says that whole bit about just drop me, and I'm just gonna look at him and tell him to make it count, and I'm gonna drop him over this guy.
Oh. Okay. All right. You don't want to ready that so you can actually make an attack action, because otherwise.
I'll ready the drop. Yeah, I'll ready the drop.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This guy is going to move, and he will citizens arrest this crazed woman. Here we go. So Hypatia, you continue to be beat like a piñata. It's 18 and a 23 for 5 and 5. All right. This guy is going to move to this side of the woman, and he is going to ready an action. All right. Maybe.
Is the crowd like running away from the combat, or?
You know how human beings are. Some of them are running away. Some of them are screaming for guards. Some of them are trying to get a better look at what's going on. People are filling up.
All they gotta do is look up.
Yeah, the people are filling up the walkways. Like, there's a lot of people watching this shit go down.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Number 2. All right. Number 2 was readying an action. I would say that when you flew over, he would kind of move to follow. Then on his turn, he'll move the rest of the way, which would still be a move. And I guess he'll take a dash to just dogpile Hypatia. All right. Since they can't see Astraeus because he's invisible, and it's probably too loud to hear him, and then everyone else is sleeping in the crowd or trying to mac on the Goddess of Wisdom. All right. Skilla, to you. You continue distracting guards?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. This guard is going to... Well, let's call them what they are. This thug is going to move closer. Sure. He will move and dash. So now he could join in on the beatdown. Sweet. Alright. This lady, she just tells her guys we're getting out of here, and she starts running this way. And they use their reactions to keep pace with her. Alright. And then this guy was readying an action. He will move and dash. As he goes to go to this space to fully surround Hypatia, he bumps into someone. Confused, he begins to push against you, realizes there's somebody there. On his next turn, he will deal with it. He starts pointing out to people, there's something here. Alright. Astraeus, your turn.
I am no longer invisible.
Oh, why not? What happened?
Well, where's the template thing? Do.
Oh my.
Are you spirit
God.
guarding with civilians around?
So the nice thing is that when you cast Spirit Guardians, you can outline any creatures that you can see that will not be affected by Spirit Guardians.
Could you in full confidence tell me that in the midst of this combat, you could make out every person in the crowd? You're willing to risk there being a child that's too short for you to see or something like that?
I am going to risk it. That I am going to tell the Spirit Guardians that, like, anyone in the crowd, essentially, is off limits, as well as Hypatia.
But
And
the spell says any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected.
Yep.
But you can't tell the spirits everyone in the crowd.
Well,
It's everyone in the crowd that you could see.
So anyone I could see, and then
Okay.
could you move the template? Like, I don't know how you can make it so I could see the other tokens. Like, I'm blind. There we go. And then I'm going to probably take some attacks of opportunity, but I'm going to climb up here.
Woof. Yeah, you will take 3 attacks of opportunity. Alright, here we go.
Should have climbed and then cast.
1,
Yeah, guys,
2.
I think Anastasia has a good point. Is there any chance we can take a timeout? This is going downhill real quick.
Yeah, it definitely is. Let's see. Let me see what his fumble is. Let's see. If you are holding a shield, this guy is not. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you guys? I will pause, and you guys could have a few minutes to suss this out, because this is a pretty big deal. You have the man who claims to be Astraeus summoning the likenesses of the ancient Dragonlords in a crowded civilian area, breaking the law. There's about to be a lot of bloodshed, because you can't be dealing no non-lethal radiant damage. So good luck. I'll actually mute myself and go get a drink while you guys discuss this.
So what's everyone's goal here? Let's just do a round table. Talus, what's up? What are you doing?
My thought was to hide out in this guy's bedroom and middle of the night either threaten or assassinate him, whichever needs to be done.
Okay. He seems like a very powerful individual. Not sure how that would go over. Hypatia, what's up? What was your goal?
I mean, my goal was to basically kidnap him and drag him off somewhere private, and then cause fear and make him release the oath or kill him.
Right.
God damn.
Astraeus,
I mean, I'm drunk.
you were doing your best Assassin's Creed impression. I felt like I was watching the first preview for the first game where you're just like hiding through all the crowd and then he goes up and gets the guy. What was your goal?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was literally going to try and stand on the ledge there, and my plan was to launch a guiding bolt at him.
Phil.
Oh no, my plan was to murder. Was to
Alright.
actually send a guiding bolt at him.
Oh my god!
To release the oath,
gonna...
because if they try and argue that we broke a law, I would simply point out that this is slavery, whether they call it otherwise or not.
Yeah, Crash just gave us like the law thing. It's like murder's like the second one.
Yeah.
You're still murdering a dude.
Yeah, but if we prove that we were breaking up a slavery ring, yeah,
Alright.
Valis kind of gave us the whole like, if you guys are caught doing something wrong, but you're doing something good at the same time, she can.
Yeah, but don't like murder children with your spirit guardians.
Not murdering children. Look at the edge of the spirit guardians. Unless like literally, unless they have
supposedly a crowd of hundreds of people.
Dude, if the DM tells you to reconsider, you should probably reconsider. You really should just drop that spirit guardians.
Yeah, like at this point, I'll just tell you, Anastasia had a little plan. I surprised and discuss it with everyone else before everyone's started doing their things. But now it's like I'm not gonna participate. I'm just in the background. I'm just gonna wait until this all blows over, until Hypatia gets knocked out by these guys, take her to jail. We'll deal with it later. Like, I can't fight the guards. I don't. I'm at a loss for what to do at this point.
I mean, I don't think there is anything you really can do.
Yeah, so that's why at this point I'm not going to participate. I'm just.
All right. You guys good or? Yeah. Hello.
Apparently, we're gonna surrender.
What?
Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't get to go. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry.
Here was my plan. My plan was to talk him down, try and get him to, not kill himself, by making me kill him, right? And then he kept attacking me, so I took him into the air, so we could talk to each other privately. And then, apparently that's illegal, I guess. But as far as I checked, it wasn't illegal. So then we're just gonna be fighting in the air.
Okay.
And I'm just
hold
gonna
on.
top of him.
You're doing that thing, right? Where you're not empathizing with the
No. I
where
get
the
that.
people. Yeah, like
No, I
if you
understand that
were
now.
running
I
a shop
understand that now.
and
I'm just
somebody
saying
flew
that's
off with your
where
merchandise,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that's where I was coming from.
Oh
right?
yeah,
But,
totally.
Like that. I'm just explaining why I flew him into the
You
air.
kind of felt us like we were all surprised at what you did too. Like.
Yeah, I guess it was surprising. It didn't. Seem
And he was
surprising.
surprised too because he's never flown before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
he's
like
probably
he
afraid of
didn't
heights.
know. Yeah, like he was trying to figure out, are you gonna fly away with him? Like, are you planning to drop him to the ground and kill him? Like, he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I was trying to make it look like we're still fighting in the air, but I've just got a hold on him. I'm
Right.
like wailing on him, right? Like we're still fighting in my realm. We're still fighting, right?
Well, he's definitely still fighting because he doesn't.
Yes, he's hitting. There's literally my blood falling.
Yeah. But if your intention is to throw him like a meteorite at the guy that imprisoned him, his intention is to smash that dude. Because at this point,
that's my plan. That's my
At this
plan.
point, it's such a fucking clusterfuck. He might as well, die rather than face the punishment he's gonna face.
Yeah.
Well, I think of it as a way of like he wants to die in service making everyone else free. Like that's how I see it. It's kind of
This guy has too many hit points to die.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
60
But I was
feet of
gonna
fall
say,
damage.
mechanically,
Yeah.
like he survived. What was it? He has at least 40 health.
Look, I saw that after I had come up with my plan.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. This is not insurmountable, but it's definitely a different kind of challenge than just defeating a monster. So, are you guys ready to resume combat? Such as it were.
I'd like to retcon the Spirit Guardians thing because it's the dumbest thing. I mean, I don't want to call it the dumbest, but it's like
people could die from the Spirit
crowds
Guardians.
of people. I don't want to risk killing any civilians. It's like kind of
Like
really what
there was
we're
like a
doing.
10-foot stretch where it maybe was hitting 3 or 4 people.
Jesus.
Baby,
Which
she
I-
described the
babies!
crowd of like 800 people.
Which I could
Who's
see.
the Dragonlord that was the messed up dude that killed everyone?
I think
That's
his name was
something he
Astreus.
Yeah, that sounded like
is
that
that-
guy.
Oh my god. I just can't understand the mindset of not knowing if you're gonna kill children and civilians but still doing it. It just seemed kind of hardcore for what.
Well, 'cause
With
you can
the good
tell them not to
Dragonlords.
attack anything you see. If I see a crowd,
But a
I can
crowd
tell-
is not an individual. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
it like there wasn't a single 5-foot square that was completely covered by crowd that was covered by it.
But this is like,
All right.
It's just an approximation.
No, I dropped the spell and I'm putting my hands up.
All right.
So I'm gonna let these guys continue to beat Hypatia into the dirt because apparently we're not defending them against that. So
Well, I
Let's
mean,
do
if you
it.
could like make yourself a target, that might be nice. And then I can run away.
Right. These guys
Wizard.
continue running for the guards. Before we go any further, are you throwing up your hands as surrender? Which I guess I would ask at the marketplace. Do you go around with your shield equipped and your weapon handy, or are you shield equipped and weapon handy now? Like, what's the situation?
I didn't draw my weapon, but I have my shield on.
Okay. All right. So you begin to cast a spell, decide not to cast a spell, throw up your hands to surrender after taking
Oh
a
no!
hit.
I cast the spell. The spirits formed.
Okay.
I stood up on the thing as,
Alright.
as a demonstration of power, and then I released the spell, and I
Okay.
put my hand up to stop.
Okay. All right. Man. Let's see. That brings us to Anastasia.
I'm not participating. I'm waiting. I can do.
Okay. I mean, Kyra kind of looks at you with a tired look on her face. She's like, you can't just, I don't know, tell him it was a misunderstanding, get this sorted out?
Use that persuasive voice of yours.
Yeah.
I thought it was completely too far gone. They're literally beating her into the dirt now. Like,
Yeah, I mean, she
I don't
attacked their
know-
boss. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
You know. All right. This guy is going to. Yeah, he looks at you, Astreus, and he says, "Aren't you some kind of hero? What are you doing, attacking this guy? What are you doing, making a mess? Are you with her?"
She is one of the chosen, and I have attacked no one.
All right. He says, "Tell her to stand down, and you stand down and move away from this. This isn't your fight. If you can talk to this guy in the sky, you tell him, bring back the merchandise."
I'll like kind of look up. Phil, you want to bring the Mino down?
All right, Hypatia, to you. These guards are all, thugs. They all have their maces raised. What are you gonna do?
I am gonna Misty Step over here and
Okay, fair enough.
change my disguise
Okay.
to be
Might-
random other person.
Might I suggest Misty stepping into the crowd, or running into the crowd and then Misty stepping? Because
Wait, so this isn't the crowd? I thought this was the crowd.
no. See how there's these arrows like that are pointing away from that line?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
that
that
could be
was
where,
the
but
crowd.
that could be
That
arrows
was why I
pointing
was
to
trying
where
to
there
sneak the
isn't
guy, 'cause
crowd.
I was gonna be sneaking
Oh.
in the crowd.
That's why I was
Oh.
saying my spirit guardians wasn't targeting the whole crowd.
Yeah. No, the
No,
crowd
your
is
spirit
on-
guardians was targeting part of the crowd. Okay, like stop trying to argue that.
The part I could see.
Well then yes, I'm Misty
Literally, not
stepping into
one
the
single
crowd.
5-foot square deep into
And-
there.
I don't think Astreus wants to kill children. I just think he's misinterpreting.
Okay, so
Well,
you misty step away, duck into the crowd, and then as an action, change your appearance. Got
Yes.
it. Okay. All right, Bullbug. He says, "I will die, but I will do so with great honor, unless there's another way."
Well, the person
Purchase
is gonna
my
buy
oath.
lost.
Purchase my oath. I will serve you.
I mean, I'd rather
Purchase
do
my
that
oath
than
and free
kill you.
me, and I will repay you.
I will see you freed.
Okay. Do you chuck him, or do you just bring him back down to the ground?
Oh yeah, I'm just holding on to him. I'm just slowly like
All
dropping
right.
back to the ground.
His eyes kind of like bulge. His snorting continues. These people are super pissed off, but also kind of curious still about how this is going to pan out. Like a bad car accident, they couldn't actually leave the scene. They had to stick around and just see what happened. These guys all have big question marks over their head, like, where did she go? And they begin to yell at each other to scatter. This guy is going to disengage from Astreus and begin looking around in the crowd, trying to find where that woman went. Alright, this guy is still super slow because he has been slowed and no one has damaged him. And he's just yelling, bring back my merchandise. Alright. This guy sees that Phil has the intention of descending. And he moves to the side and points away from the platform, Astreus. Talus, you begin prowling this man's house. It is fancy, well furnished. You do need to give me a stealth check because there is like a housekeeper. You have to make sure that you don't get caught by her. The guy's got some dogs. You don't want to get caught by his dogs. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. All right. So you're kind of sneaking around the house. The intention is to what? Find his bedroom and hide under his bed? Is that still the plan?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, you can only go so far at half speed in 6 seconds, but you begin that ninja mission. All right. So this guy right here is going to stand up on the platform and look out into the crowd and try and see that lady that his buddies were beating up. Philippocles, you're up.
Yeah, I just come back to the descend back to the platform.
All right.
I let Bullbug go.
Okay, this man makes a slow and angry face at the two of you. Like, you done goofed up now, is the look on his face.
Yeah, I'll just go up to him and be like, I mean, I thought we were just fighting. That's how I fight. You mustn't have heard the stories.
Who fights in the air by misunderstanding? And he just kind of like shakes his head, like he just doesn't know why he's going so slow. Like it's really freaking him out. All right, these guys are now pushing through the crowds, trying to find who did this. All right. At your discretion, we can leave combat if you'd like. Or do you want to stay in combat?
I would very much like to leave combat.
All right. As you leave combat, time begins to speed up. This man shakes his head and begins to speed back up again. And he says, son of Bythorn, listen, there was a big misunderstanding. I thought you were... I won't even say the words. The darkest part of my heart thought that perhaps you were taking away this merchandise without paying for it.
Wait, you call it merchandise?
Yes, not Bullbug himself. No. The merchandise is the great service that you receive from young Bullbug here. Of course, I wouldn't call Bullbug merchandise. That would imply that Bullbug is not his own person, but he has entered into these contracts willingly, haven't you, Bullbug? And Bullbug just does the cold stare and says, of course. There, now. And you just caught me at a bad time. For a moment, I thought perhaps the Lady of Coins had come for me. There was something off about that woman. I saw when she was coming out of the crowd. I could have sworn I saw stakes for her hair. When she approached, she tried to poison me. Fortunately, these great men here, and he gives them all like a firm pat on the back, did their jobs well and chased her off. Madam, please, there's no reason to leave. Look at how strong Bulbug is. He has fought Pythor's offspring to a stalemate. He's certainly worth 250 drachmae. And she kind of looks like, what the fuck just went down? And then just like a nervous laugh and starts approaching the platform again. And the crowd kind of murmurs, and you hear them murmuring about the son of Pythor, the Minotaur that battled him in the sky, who was that mysterious man that summoned ghosts? Was that the one who calls himself Astraeus? Etc., etc. And you do hear murmurs about a person known as the Lady of Coins, or some variation of that, kind of murmur through the crowds. Now, as the woman approaches, Maximus turns to you, Philippocles, and says, the bard's songs say that you carry a great deal of rope. Do you know who could carry a great deal of rope for you, great Philippocles? Bulbug here. For only 260 drachmae. His service could be yours.
Just out of, like, this is like a group decision, because I don't have 260 drachmae, I've got 0 drachmae. Can we buy...
Yeah, I don't.
Can we buy Bulbug?
In the bag of holding that you are holding, you have 229 drachmae and 1,094 lepta. That is all our cash. But you are holding the bag of holding, so...
So, well, I was more asking for permission, not the money.
Oh, like you were OOC, guys.
Yeah,
would you
guys,
be super pissed if Philippocles spent all of our
Yeah,
worldly wealth buying a rando dude who started a big commotion while we were trying to go fancy shopping?
We didn't have the money to buy anything else anyway.
Oh,
so I don't really care. Yeah.
Bulbug's like the 25-cent candy bar. Is that what you're saying? Oh man,
he is cheaper than all the magic items in that shop.
All right, this woman approaches now at a hustle and says, wait, you just told me I could purchase this fine contract.
Well, I will buy, I will do it at 260 drachmae.
Oh, I am so sorry, madam.
You
but,
wouldn't...
the son of Pythor himself seeks the great service of this mighty man-beast. Perhaps I can find another for you. And she makes a huff, and she says, I will give you 270 drachmae. And then this guy, a total sleaze, raises an eyebrow at you, Philippocles. And you realize, with your 19 intelligence nerd glasses, that he's playing the two of you to try to make more money off of an already bad situation.
Well, yeah, and I'm just gonna look at him and be like, well, you wouldn't go back on your deal to the son of Pythor, right? I look forward to Bulbug's company.
Okay. You want to give me an intimidate on that one, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's pretty good. I'll go at opposed intimidate. We'll see how it goes down. Oof. Okay. He kind of swallows and he says, no, of course. 260 drachmae and his contract is yours. I am so sorry, madam. We have many other contracts for sale. Wait a moment, and I will be with you there. I have others for you to see. and with a huff, she kind of stomps off a bit. All right. It is awkward, but he approaches Bullbug and says, Bullbug, the service you must fulfill is to serve this individual here, Philippocles, the son of Pythor, until they release you from such obligations. This is the one and only thing I demand of your oath of service. And as he says it, he just has the most shit-eating grin on his face. It's like he's done this countless times, and every time he does it, he thinks he's like a hacker. You know, like he's totally getting away with something. You can feel, Philippocles, a slight bit of magic wash over you, and Bullbug nods. I understand. All right. And with that, he goes to speak with his next customer. These guys are up in security, trying to figure out where the Lady of Coins or her agent may have gone. All right. You are now the proud contract holder of Bullbug's Oath of Service.
Yeah, as soon as like we get like away from the crowd and stuff, I'm gonna release him from his contract.
All right.
I mean, you don't want to do it publicly on stage? Is all I'm saying.
Oh shit, that would be pretty dope.
Okay, I was gonna do that. I just didn't want to cause more. That was what I wanted to do, but we're already in this like super commotion.
No, you go for it, man. Go for it.
Okay.
Trust your guts. Trust your guts. Yeah.
Take a stand against slavery publicly.
All right, yeah, and so as soon as he like says the thing, with
And
like a booming
he starts
voice,
to walk away, right? And then
with a booming voice as like loud as I can muster, I free you from your oath of service. Go do what a free man would do, and that is whatever you wish.
There's a murmur through the crowd as everyone kind of stops and looks over at what has just happened. Inside the cages, you see both joy and sorrow on the eyes of the other Minotaurs. That something like this could happen brings them joy, but to see that it has not happened to them brings them great sorrow. Bullbug seems emotional. He just kind of lets out a shuddering breath. And he says, thank you. But he kind of looks around. Son of Pythor, you are just and good. To free me from such a great mistake, to give me back my life and my freedom. I want all who see me and hear me to know that you might not see me as a man anymore. You may not see these, and he motions to the other Minotaurs, as men or women, but we are. You might see us as fools. You might see us as beasts. But we are men and women who have been tricked into slavery. And you are the monsters for supporting it, for turning a blind eye. And then he turns to the elf lady, and for embracing it. Philippocles, son of Pythor, I would journey with you to learn more, to do more, to do good for this world. Will you accept my horns into your service? Freely given.
We need many more warriors on the side of good. Your accompaniment will be welcome.
All right. He kind of waits for a social cue from you because he has no idea where to go.
Yeah, I just kind of
Oh.
like hover off the stage.
Okay.
I fly way too much. Like, I'm really abusing this. Like,
All right. He
I
hops
hardly ever
down
touch the
and
ground.
kind of shoulder checks this guy a little bit, and then the crowd parts as he goes in. People do not want to look at him. You could tell that the crowd is hiding from him out of fear and out of shame. He does stop and look back at the other Minotaurs, and you can see that there is a great sadness consuming him. All right.
That's fine, because I guess Talos is just Assassin's Creed right now, so...
Talus, you eventually determined where this man's master bedroom, such as it were, is. Do you creepily crawl under the bed?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Paratos and I will lay there motionless
In the shadows.
as the benefit
Okay.
of it, without breathing, without blinking. That the benefit of being
super
what we
creepy.
are.
Super creepy. All right. I will take you guys back to the map for now. While this was going down, what's the play there, Reset, back at the palace? You were hoping to ask or meet with the queen?
Yeah, so to rewind time,
Okay.
after they left the palace, I kind of, so when I woke up, Reset would have been, she would have put on sort of a facade as if she was fine and not exhausted,
Okay.
kind of like Valis, but she suggested that she wanted to stay back a little bit, and then as soon as they leave, she was going to loosen up a little bit. And to Valis, we'll say, would it be all right if I joined you this afternoon, just around the palace? I want to see
Okay.
what it is that a queen does.
Okay. She kind of raises an eyebrow and she says, so that you can report back to your own queen?
She kind of looks left to right a little bit and then says, so that I do not have to walk the streets of a hostile city.
Understandable. I wish I meant my words in jest, but your queen is powerful and crafty, and I would not put it past her to try and gain any advantage she could, even through a champion such as yourself.
I have not
But
spoken with my queen.
Mytros is a city that has given in to hate. You are wise to stay in the palace, especially in your weakened state. I wish the people could elevate their hearts and minds above their baser instincts, but unfortunately my husband is an expert at stoking the more primal flames of the settler races. A power, no doubt, he inherited through his bloodline.
I have only traveled out of Arisia for a month or two now, I guess. And I have seen a lot. Even in Astoria, even on the roads here, I've seen a lot of the hate that goes around. And while I showed no fear coming here, it does worry me what may happen if anyone insulted where I came from on the streets.
Well, our cities are not at war, not now at least, but it is a forest fire that can never truly die down. Even when it seems the worst is over, embers burn in the bracken and stew in the soil itself, waiting for the slightest breeze to reignite them.
I fear that our act may have given your king the confidence he needs to wage war once again.
Oof. A war would certainly stoke his ego, make him feel great. I have no doubt that it is on his agenda. For now, I let him build his forces, for I fear they will be needed when the Titans finally attack.
We will do whatever is in our power to deal with this as soon as we can before another tragedy occurs.
You seem like the sort of person who can appreciate a frankness of conversation. Since the others are not here with their messy emotions to take offense, I will tell you plainly, Orishian, the only power that you and your allies have is your destiny. Do not let the folly of hubris lead you to your deaths. Know your limits. Follow the path laid down before you by the fates. Become strong. And then, with the power of prophecy, fulfill what you are destined to do. Throughout history, there have been many who were prophesized for greatness, and let such prophecies blind them and lead them astray.
Rosette smiles and she says, as I would expect from the goddess of wisdom herself. I was, as you say, blinded by my destiny. And as a result, have suffered for them. Had it not been for this, and she kind of holds the necklace, perhaps I would be nothing more than a passing tale, like all the previous heroes.
Okay, yeah, she looks at that necklace as you show it to her, and she says, Katya. What about this necklace protected you? My sister's song claims your grandmother's ghost lives in there?
Yes. You said Katya?
Yes. She was a great sorceress.
She was my grandmother.
She was. Yes. She led a. Whew, she led an exciting life.
Would you be willing to share?
There's only so much that I can speak of. By now, you may be familiar with the trade of stories. This was a practice started by the Fates in the earliest days of Thylea. The people and creatures of Thylea place great value in stories. It's one of the reasons that Kira insists on traveling with you. You see, she's recording your stories, but she's also claiming them. She does not want anyone else to have them and hide them or change them. It may seem silly to have a clown follow you around all the time, but she is serving a divine purpose. What I can tell you of Katya is that she was strong and brave and beautiful. And never afraid to back down from a fight or stand up for what she believed in, even against the people she loved. She would never compromise. But, like the strongest tree refusing to bend against an even stronger wind, eventually the storm took her. I'm not sure if you know this, but Sidon killed your grandmother.
I think I've heard of that.
There was a time when she sought to reason with the Titans. In the end, she learned of their true nature. The nature they keep even from the people. And she kind of motions out like a nearby window to the city. Lutheria, dreams, and parties. Oh, what a wonderful queen. What a wonderful goddess. Nothing but fun and frivolity. Let your inhibitions go. Do as you please. Do as you like. That is all people think of when they think of Lutheria. They don't want to think about the shadows, the monsters she has birthed and forged and made. They don't think about the nightmares she delivers upon them. Only the sweet dreams. They don't like to think about the morning of sickness after a night of inhibitions, an unwanted child, an unwanted romance, mistakes. No, all of those fade from memory. Sidon is brave and strong, the mightiest warrior. Mightier even than Pythor. And what man or woman doesn't want to feel strong? When you believe in Sidon, when you worship Sidon, when you look to Sidon, you feel strong. No one thinks about those he has smited. No one thinks about the countless thousands, hundreds of thousands he has slain with blade and spell and storm. No. There's a practicality to this forgetfulness that the mortals practice, but it does them a disservice. My husband is an expert at exploiting that mindset. I have always been too blunt, or as Kira says, too cold. And she kind of smiles when she says that.
Thank you for telling me all of this. Would it be alright if I called you Valis?
I am not your queen, so no other name would make sense.
She smiles. The Titans, I understand that they are still far, far beyond our strength. As I spoke with you before, I'm hoping to bring about a new order of the Dragonlords. And for that, we need partners. We need dragons.
And you shall have them. And she kind of looks at you, like daring you to be surprised.
Well, she's not really surprised,
Right.
but she does ask, is this another one of those time will show me the way?
Why live with impatience? Were you to know something that you could not achieve, it would only distract you from what you can achieve. To get from here to there, you put one foot in front of the other. Eventually, there will be dragons. And she smiles. Of that, I can assure you.
Yeah, Rosette nods. Well, Valis, if you don't mind, I would like to accompany you for your duties.
Certainly. You can see just how exciting it is to be the cast-off wife of a slimy king. And you guys spend the day, administrative tasks. It's super boring. All that jazz. She has music lessons, language lessons. She speaks 47 different languages, so she likes to brush up on them once a day. Sort of like, Thylean Duolingo. She kind of like runs through all 47 languages. Does some painting, practices dancing, works on her novel that she's writing, bakes some meat pies for lunch. That was pretty good. It's around that point that a messenger arrives and says that there has been a commotion in the marketplace. And as she hears that, you see a sly smile appear on her face.
Throughout that day, Rosette would have been sharing stories of their travels or clarifying any questions she may have about the stories with her. And at one point, she'll also mention how the rest of the Chosen are She's a little worried that she didn't go with them, but she's sure that everything is perfectly fine and that they always think before they act.
And it's at that point when the messenger arrives, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Good timing. All right. So, we'll cut back to the city itself. You guys are hanging out with Bullbug. Bullbug doesn't want to be that guy, but he does ask if anybody has pants in a large size. Because he doesn't own any clothes, and he's tired of people staring at his wiener.
I can give him a spare cloak to wrap around.
I mean,
Okay.
I can finally use my my Nolzur's marvelous pigments to draw him some pants.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Let me get you the whiteboard.
Oh no, I don't want to actually draw it.
Aw, okay. Fair enough.
Cool overalls.
Between your cloak and Hypatia's paints, he has clothes. Are you proficient in painting, Hypatia?
No.
No? Okay. Are you... Alright. He has something to cover his naked bits with, and for that, he is very grateful.
Can't we just buy him a robe?
You say that,
you
but he
spent all
puts
of our cash.
he puts a hand on your
So-
shoulder and he says, "No, these are magic clothes. I would like to see what she comes up with." All right. He tries his best to fit into these boxy pants you made for him. They're tight, but magical. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, they're not magical anymore.
He uses his horns to poke a hole in the back for his tail to go through. All right. I am strong. I can earn you money fighting. And then once I have paid back my debt to you, hopefully I will not be a burden.
I mean, you owe me nothing. My only sorrow is I didn't have enough drachmae for the whole lot of you.
As I said, I am thankful, but if you would need quite a bit, because new fools are found every week. No, this is a problem that money cannot solve. It is a problem that perhaps can never be solved.
I will speak to my aunt about it.
If a city
She's,
named after the great goddess Mytros would allow such a thing to transpire, there is no hope that it could be stopped.
Perhaps the goddess of wisdom can step in. Free them of their oaths.
Understood. Please, it is good to meet you, Hypatia. You are brave and took a dangerous risk. Maximilian is a terrible man. I am impressed with your courage and your great magics. He looks down at his star-spangled square pants you've made for him. Literal boxers. Who are these others you travel with? There is a mousy woman and a beautiful bird. And I could have sworn I saw a great armored champion.
Yeah, where is Talus? Where'd he... I haven't seen him since the commotion. I
I
kind of
don't
look
know,
at
he wandered off somewhere.
All right. Astreus, Kyra kind of staggers over to you. Are you nearby, or did you kind of go off on your own? Are you still with the group?
I would have returned to the palace, but I probably would have got there a bit ahead of them.
Okay. Kyra looks around for you because she wants to point out that this Minotaur called you a mousy woman. But you weren't there. All right. You guys arrive back at the palace with your new friend.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Well, we were gonna shop. Did anyone want to shop? I heard we didn't have any money. So.
I mean, did you wanna at least see what they had at the Pokemon stall? It might warm your hearts up a little bit.
I feel like it'll just leave me wanting. So.
Oh, fair enough. Honestly, I had to change the pet shop because the writers made Mytros so racist that you could buy centaur children from the pet shop.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I was like, we've already got one like liberation movement we got to deal with. We're not going to be dismantling the entire freaking economy of the city because there's certain lines we're going to cross there that we're not going to cross. And that is, you don't sell no centaur children at a pet shop. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, you already spit roasted one of them alive. I don't know what the writers have against centaurs, but holy shit. Yeah. So they only have cute mythological animals. So, but maybe it'll give you inspiration of what to save up your drachmae for. So, hold on. All right. So this is the collector. Doesn't he just look like a guy that would call himself the collector? Totally. They have baby chimera. They got baby manticore. The wings come in during adolescence. They have a baby hydra. Will not regenerate if you eat its heart. Kyra points out to you, just in case you were getting ideas. And then comes with its own fishbowl, baby hippocampus.
Oh.
Yeah, Kyra tells you that is
Isn't
not that.
Campus
is
part of your brain?
It is a part of your brain.
Yeah, but it's also a seahorse.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep, they are basically mermaid horses.
I mean, your hippocampus kind of looks like that, also.
It's kind of where the term hippopotamus came from. Part of that word.
Yeah, so those are what he currently has in stock. Plus, he has dogs and cats and hamsters. If you need a hamster miniature to remind you what a hamster looks like, I might have one. Hold on. Oh nope, I only have a Hamstersaurus Rex from Skull and Shackles.
I was about scared that was what you were going to show us.
No. These are legitimate regular hamsters. Okay. So,
What were the prices?
having
just like out of curiosity of the big
for the
ticket
dogs, for the dogs and cats, the cats are a single drachmae apiece, and the dogs are 5 drachmae. For the creatures themselves, he is looking for. Hold on to your gasps. He's looking at 1,500 drachmae for the manticore, which you feel is overpriced. He is looking for 2,500 drachmae for the chimera. He only wants 500 drachmae for the hippocampus. Obviously, limited use item right there. And for the hydra, he is hoping to get 3,000 drachmae.
Just out of curiosity, none of those are actually considered beasts, right?
They
maybe the
are all
hippocampus?
monsters.
Yeah, okay.
Nope, hippocampus is also a monster.
Alright.
Now the dogs, cats, and hamsters are all beasts, though.
Yeah.
So the hamsters, I'll be honest, are if they had an alignment, I would say hamsters are probably chaotic evil. They eat their own babies. They eat each other. I mean, they're just horrible. They're just horrible animals. yeah. A big part of the problem with hamster is they're supposed to be a solitary creature, but everybody buys a lot of hamsters. They hate each other, and they hate their own kind and their own babies. It's kind of like getting like fighting fish. You don't put two in the same tank. It's a whole thing. Anyways,
You're fine with 2 males as long as there's not a female around.
yeah. Hamsters have a lot of problems. I think the over domestication probably contributed to that. They're just a mess. That being said, they are adorable. So, and they have several varieties. And this guy also sells fish. So if you had like a house and you wanted to start like a fish tank or an aquarium, he can hook you up with that stuff as well. And he is always in the market to purchase rare and unusual creatures, Hagrid style. So if you ever manage to capture, he prefers them when they are babies or eggs. When they are grown up, they are too hard to domesticate. He will definitely wants to be your number one buyer of baby monsters and beasts. So
I think an just wants to sell baby beasts.
he actually treats his charges much better than the Minotaurs are treated down the street at the Minotaur market. So yeah.
Is the Minotaur the slave market? Is there actually like a map marker for that?
Yeah. Hold on. I believe it is right at the entrance of Stygian Row. Hold on. No, and in our charged political climate, there are some Odyssey DMs that just cut the Minotaur market from the adventure, but I felt like it was an important part of who Acastus is as a leader, that he would allow shit like this to happen. So I left it in. So I am sorry if it upset anybody too much tonight. But I did feel that storytelling-wise, I felt like it was important that you guys know that that's the kind of guy that's running the city. That he's completely okay with this. In fact, the Order of Sidon purchases Minotaurs frequently. So I just want you guys to know where the bad guys are at on those moral issues. So.
Well, I got plans for that bad guy.
Yeah.
So before we leave the menagerie,
Mm-hmm.
I would just talk to him about how I'm raising baby Cerberus.
Oh wow,
and,
he gets super excited when you mention that. He gets super excited. His eyes light up and he says, "Oh, tell me everything." And he gets 2 bowls and he pours out some wine. And he grabs some like pickled fish and some cheese, and yeah, he wants to share some food and drink and talk monster raising.
Yeah, and I'd be like into that, and I'd be like looking for like any tips or anything to like keep it like domesticated and not evil and eating everything when it gets big.
Okay, yeah, with a twinkle in his eye, he says, many people are convinced that there is a true nature to everything in Thylea. You are either good or evil, or too selfish to decide. But I do not find that to be the truth. There is a story that dragons, the dragons of olden times, the world that the Dragonlords came from, the dragons were branded by their creators with colors. Those who shined like metal were always good and just, and those whose shine had tarnished into solid chromatic colors were always evil and full of malice. But I know it to be true that such beasts can be of whatever behavior they desire, whatever behavior the world has shaped them to be. And he looks towards the palace and he says, the king's dragon, for example. It is a cruel creature, Not noble at all, like the silver dragons of the legends.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty when I met it.
But if such a noble beast could be so cruel, it is my belief that a cruel beast could be taught to be kind. The importance is to never give up. When they rail against you, when they dig deep into the nature of who they are, you must endure that and show them that they are better and you are better and you are better together. And as he says this, he's like petting like the chimera and alternating between like the three different heads, and it's kind of like purring, bleating, and hissing contentedly all at the same time. And he says, many people consider me an eccentric and insane fool, but I like to think of myself as an optimist.
I feel similarly to you. Do you know,
You say this, but you carry with you an instrument of great hatred. And he kind of nods at Xander's axe.
sometimes you have to throw hatred at your enemies. That does not mean I believe them not to be good. Or potentially good.
Perhaps someday you will be strong enough, son of Pythor, to not need to lean on an instrument of hate. A man who uses a crutch for too long forgets how to walk on his own.
I'll leave that up to my enemies to decide. Thank you for your knowledge.
Of course. I am always in the market for strange and unusual creatures. Please, check back with me when you get the chance.
I will see you then.
Alrighty. Looks like we are winding down. Does anybody have any parting stuff for us? We're gonna like leave with the camera just like slowly moving through Maximilian's bedroom and then just settling on the spooky shadows that are like hiding under his bed.
The only thing I have, which would be really quick because it's already been
so
said.
much.
When Astreus does get back to the palace, he is going to also ask about the dragon egg since Reset didn't actually tell him she was going to.
Okay.
But I assume that whatever he's told is somewhat similar.
Yeah, if anything, when you ask her, she looks to you and says, I will tell you the same that I told the Oresian. There is no sense in distracting yourself with goals that cannot yet be achieved. What you seek and what you need lie scattered across the islands of Sidon's great seas. Until you have the ship, you have nothing.
He just nods, accepting it like fully at its value.
All right. Any other questions before we adjourn, guys?
No.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna start with opening scene assassination.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. You wait till he's asleep. You'll get you'll get him in the surprise condition, so you'll have one round to act. I mean, dude's got a tank of HP. He's a retired gladiator, so he's got good stats. Yeah. I mean, dude holds his own against minotaurs. So, I definitely admire your courage to try to assassinate this dude with you and your magic parrot. So we'll definitely open next week with that, unless the rest of the party comes up with some plan / reason that they could reconnect with their buddy, and be there to bail them out, help them out, etc., etc.
He's got a free crit card on the guy if he hits him when he's unconscious.
That's true. It could be a juicy one. I
get 2 attacks. Yay, per round.
All right.
So do I get? But I
I
get
think
crit
only
credit
the
on
first
second
one would be
attack?
crit. I think
Only
only
Yeah,
the
the
first-
first one will be a crit unless he's like paralyzed. Then every attack will be a crit. That's generally why in Dungeons 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the #1 poison that you use as an assassin is actually a
Paralytic.
paralytic poison. Because an assassin dropping crits nonstop, oh yeah, fight's over pretty quick, even without critical hit cards. Oof. All right. I'm proud of you guys because there's been groups that I've heard about that got arrested and had to go to like court and burn down the entire marketplace and all that. So yeah, it could have been way worse. I'm also impressed that you said something, that you didn't just walk by and let it happen. So.
Well, originally I was just gonna scat out this house, but once everyone started going, like, all right, I gotta take advantage of it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That did not. I don't think that played out how anyone wanted it to, or how anyone was planning it to, and I don't think anyone needs to be upset with themselves about how.
No, guys, that's the thing about D&D, right? Like, none of this shit's scripted. So the same awkward shit that would happen in real life can also happen in D&D. Like, sometimes you have a session like last session where it almost felt like choreographed. You know what I mean? Like, so much like dramatic shit was happening one after the other with like perfect beats from the music and everything else. And then sometimes you're just walking through the marketplace and some random guy in a bad situation like calls you out and drags you into his problems, which is exactly what happened with this bullbug situation. Yeah, like the next thing you know, things are crazy. Yeah, that's the part of the organic nature of D&D, you know.
Oh, something to consider for next time. I would be listening to any conversations he's having while I'm under there.
Fair.
Trying to listen for where he might be stashing his money or whatever.
Oh, okay. I dig it. All right. That being said, I think we are good for today or tonight. We will meet up next Monday. It is a holiday weekend, but I think everybody said that they could make it, right? Well, it's an American holiday weekend, but everybody's good for next Monday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Holiday?
Yep.
So you want to hear something cheeky?
What?
Apparently, Great Britain is reopening all their bars on 4th of July.
Oh. Okay. It hurts a little bit, but that's okay. All right. On that note, I'm gonna go get some sleep. And if you need me for anything, hit me up in chat. Also in chat, decide how much time you want to invest in Mytros. Again, there's a timer, but it's not a real timer, right? It's a plot timer. So if you guys wanted to head a few hours south of Mytros and deal with the Hydra, that map was ready for you if you decide to do that tonight. If you wanted to go shake down the Temple of Lutheria, I'm ready. That's ready as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do in the city. You could hang out here as long as you want, but just know that, there's no way to progress the actual story until you go pick up that boat from the boat dealership. So, all right. Cool. Night, everybody.
Right, have a good
All
one.
right. Good night.
Good night, Crash.